Hello.
I
How is how is everyone? Hopefully you're doing well and fantastic and sorry guys, life hopefully life is good.
hopefully.
Um yeah, I I had a good weekend. Really good weekend. We had our week off last week. Recorded episodes I've forgotten to edit.
Yeah.
but we're
Hey, I forgot to upload them, so you wouldn't have even been able to.
but yeah, we that was a cool time. But yeah, I should have mentioned this right before we recorded too. I was like, they put us on. We work every Saturday, and I work the next two Sundays. Not this coming Sunday, but like the following two.
That's a bummer.
Sick.
I was gonna
Yeah, because
I was gonna ask if you wanted to go to Ren Fair on a Sunday, because now I'm going the 13th and the 14th.
yeah, no, those are both. I work all of them, and then I'm also going to be working on the like that weekend coming up to Sleep Token. So when I go to see, and I have to work the following Saturday after, so I'm gonna be on day 19 out of 20, and then go see Sleep Token, and then go to day 20 like, like a fighter in the 14th round, just like, oh god.
Hey man, I get it. I get it. I wish I was working the hours, but I got nothing right now. Also, uh I had a talk with the GM person today. Um Next trip might be my last trip out here, and I have no idea where I'm going after that. So
Oh boy, yeah.
might be work from home, might be Bowling Green, could possibly be Canada. I wouldn't like any of those options. There's no overtime.
Yeah, I guess I prefer work from home and then Bowling Green and then Canada.
I would prefer
Bowling
Bowling
Green,
Green.
at least you're close enough.
I
Yeah, I'll say we can visit you or
I mean,
something.
I don't think there's overtime, so I'd be home every weekend. I would prefer that, because at least I'd get per diem. Because work from home, there'd be no per diem and 40-hour weeks. That ain't shit, man. Like,
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's close enough to that I could be like, yeah, you know what? Well, that's a lie. I'm going to be working every day. They already have in the schedule, they updated it. I also work every Saturday in October and then two in November so far.
that's fucking
But that's,
ass, man.
like it again, it's one of those like it's nice to like get the overtime and like save, try and get some savings in,
Yeah,
especially in this economy. I'm like, all right, like I'm trying to look at it in that way every day because I'm always exhausted to wake up, but I'm always just like, all right, I'm
dude,
like,
I feel that. I would like, I wouldn't mind the work from home. Um, because my problem with being exhausted is like when I come home for those 2 days, I'm like, let's go see everybody, you know?
yeah,
And it would be nice to, have some weekends of my own, especially down here. Like, it is nice catching up with family, but I mean, shit, man. It's like the weekends I'm here, Saturday I'm going out there, Sunday I'm doing all the shit I need to for the week, and then I go to work, and then I go home and I do everything I can when I'm at home, you know?
all right, yeah, yeah. It's I'm kind of like, all right, well, this coming up Sunday, I think I might have one thing to do, but like Melissa's gone for the wedding. Um, real quick, I'm gonna pour this drink. So in Chicago, when we went to No School Tomorrow, they have some of their cocktails to go in these pouches that you can just pour out. Well, I was interested in one of the foie gras. Well, I said I wasn't gonna get it. Right? They have a mini version of it, And I'm like, all right, well, shit. I want to try something, and all the other ones were just like more some of like basic cocktails. It's the only one that was like adventurous, other than the one Melissa got, which was Dunkaroo. Cause that we were like, all right, that was one she originally wanted to order when she was there, but I was like, hey, it's on the to-go one. Let's just get that one to go so you can try a different one, which worked out great. But I'm like, all right, well, all the other ones were like, to me, like they weren't the ones I was interested in. This is the only whiskey, like old fashioned one style they had at all. So I was like, all right, I guess that's the one I'm gonna get. But we got to talk to Tao for like, I talked to Tao for like 10 minutes really, because like basically we got to the place, and once it's really, really cool. It's all decorated out like it's an old classroom, or like not an old classroom, but like there's like yellow. It's our theme color. It's like a yellow.
Oh, nice.
Bar. Yeah, but they got in there really early, like somewhat. We're the second people in there, second couple. Otherwise, it was empty, and then the waitress and all that shit. And we sit down. We already kind of knew what we wanted, but we let her give us a spiel. It's really cool. They have like a lunch box. You'll see in some of the photos. But and get there. We order these cocktails. I get first one I start off with is BLT cocktail, because I was like, all right, that's essentially me and Melissa were gonna split a couple cocktails, because we were like, all right, well, I want to try to get as many like flavors as possible, so we're not getting too drunk. Luckily, none of they weren't very strong, because most of them are like, these are for flavors, so it's more like a liqueurs and stuff style, if anything, so you're not like really getting drunk. But yeah, I got the BLT cocktail. I had like a on the phone, like, shit, I should send this to you. So at the table, they have a bunch of board games, 90s board games. They had trivia. We also played Trivia Pursuit after that, because after like 4 rounds, we ran out of questions that we couldn't just keep repeating.
Mm.
Also, very, very quick way to rack out the board. On Guess Who? Does your character have rosy cheeks? That it's apparent there's a lot of them. So if they don't, you all of a sudden wipe it down crazy. But they anyways, we get there, have a bunch of these. They gave us a welcome cocktail. I forgot to get a picture of it. And actually it isn't a photo. I just forgot. But it's a tiny little taster. It's a small sample of their strawberry and yogurt cocktail. And
Okay.
really, really good. Yeah, it's a clarified one too. Yeah, have the BLT cocktail. Melissa gets this what's called the savory tomato. It tastes exactly like like a tomato in a way, but more like like if you salted it and stuff.
Yeah.
Doctored up tomato. Like, it was really good, and then has a tomato Lego on the top out of like all the pulp and all the stuff that they didn't use in the juicing of it, so they didn't help in the waste. So it's like an edible Lego that you can eat while you drink it.
Is that
And then
the
they had
one with the weird fluff, bubbly looking
bubbles?
shit? Yeah.
Yes. So the bubbles were jasmine tea air bubbles.
Okay.
And it basically, we obviously took little bites off the top to taste the air itself. But the idea is as it drips into the cocktail, it will add flavor to the savory tomato cocktail. So it also is not just tomato. It's like tomato with this like tea type flavor. Next one was the Kinder Surprise. Uh, so that one was really sick. Uh, Obviously it tastes like a Kinder Egg, like a chocolate Kinder Egg, but there's not chocolate in any of the ingredients, which was one of the crazier things. So eventually, oh, and then the one across from it that Melissa has with little rose petals on it is called Old Books. It's a cocktail that basically tastes like as if you were smelling an old book in a library.
It's
Like,
fucking wild, man.
but it smells like Skittle. It smells like Skittles. Yeah.
But it tastes like old books.
Yes. So essentially, what it is that's in old books, in the ingredients was a an Earl Grey, some kind of Earl Grey tea, and then a granola.
Okay.
So I think it's like that dustiness with like the bitterness of the Earl Grey tea and the dustiness that comes out of granola that really gave you that old book, like it really hit your senses there. And then all the other flavors were there that were kind of like a little fruity in a way, but it still gave you that old book sense. Like I was like, God, it was really cool.
That's pretty fucking dope, man.
Oh yeah.
Weird medical fact before you continue, because it's important with us getting older.
Yeah.
If you know anybody that has diabetes and they're going into ketoacidosis, their breath will smell like Skittles. So if somebody's breath smells like Skittles and they're not eating Skittles and they have diabetes, or you might think they have diabetes, have them check their blood sugar, because they might be dying.
Yeah. They might be diabetes. Yeah, when I eventually, to kind of like, I'll wrap back to the cocktails, but specifically about the Kinder Egg one, when I was I asked Tao, because he asked when he showed up, he asked about like what cocktails we ordered, and then he kind of wanted to know like what was our favorites and all this, really more like super interested in what our tastes were for the drinks and so on. And he was like, well, I asked him how the fuck they made the Kinder Egg taste like chocolates in there and all that stuff, with obviously none of the components being chocolate. And he was like, honestly, that one was like, the reason we call it surprise is that when they first made it, they made this giant batch of something that they thought would be, it wasn't what the Kinder Egg was going for, and then they tasted it and they're like, it's not that, but it gives us some of that like Kinder Egg surprise, like, and it had different ingredients that's listed on this as like a giant batch. And then so what they did was they like they messed with it one more time, and then they're like, all right, we're really happy with this. So now what they do is eventually they're kind of adding some of the same stuff, but then they might add like one other thing to it. So it just slightly changes every single time, like every week or two that they have to redo the batch, they change it a little bit. Because he was like, so technically what you're also tasting in there that's not listed is like Pandan from maybe like 2 times ago. Or like, like, so there's a lot of ingredients in there that like, obviously they double check like, hey, like they first asked, do you have any food allergies? Because they're like, we infuse with a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're going to make sure. But yeah, so he told me about that, and I was like, so that's really cool. And that was also only $10 ones. The most expensive cocktail they had is $20. So it wasn't even outrageous for some of these. Like,
that's not awful for some wild cocktails. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, especially like if you go to a really nice steak place, like they didn't charge you that much for an old fashioned that's basic.
Yeah.
Versus like some of these were 16. Like most of these are 16. That's why like that's what's awesome about it. This is actually really, really good, by the way. It's really fatty in a wild way, but shocker. Next cocktail I had the pizza cocktail. Of course I had to. Because I almost didn't get it because we literally went and got Giordano's before. So I had eaten 3 slices of pizza before I got there. So I'm like, all right. I don't know if essentially my palate can handle more pizza after having gotten full on pizza. Because I also tried to eat enough pizza so that I could drink enough cocktails and not be super fucked up because of all the bread and shit. Science. But placebo effect. But I was
I mean,
I was
works.
like, you know what? No, I have to. I have it on my arm. It sounds really, really cool. Also, they have 3 oils there in it that the P is pepperoni, the other one in the middle is A for anchovy, and the G is garlic. It was like a garlic chili oil. In that, what's on top there is it's like a basil foam, and it's really, really thick, so that you can actually set those oils on the top of it, and it's not just going to dissipate through into the cocktail. So you can set it there, basically sip and take the bite of that foam like you're eating the pizza, and get just that flavor for that sip. So you can actually try all of the, or just, fuck it, stick it through there and dump the whole thing. But what's all in there is for you. You can have all of what's in that.
That's sick.
And then the little red things there were filled with a vinegar. I forgot. Essentially, they just eat and they burst little bubbles of vinegar, so you can eat it with the cocktail.
Okay.
If you like a more vinegary sauce, essentially. And then the glowing cocktail on the back, I sent you the video. It's called Episode 2. They had I thought I took a picture of that on the menu. I didn't. It was pistachio and then 2 or 3 other ingredients, but the main spirit in the cocktail is a choose your own between 5. It's Sotol, gin, vodka, tequila, and mezcal, because they tried it with all of them and they liked every single version of them, but for different reasons. And they're like, we can't decide, so we're just gonna let you choose which spirit you like best and go from there. We asked the guy his favorite, and he said Sotol, which is a mixture of tequila and mezcal. So we were like, all right, let's go with that. And it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot what it tastes like, but
I was excited for the pizza one, but that one looks cool. I like a drink that has a light, some show to it. That's pretty dope, man.
yeah. Well, they even then, so it is cool that you can see it just immediately lights up. And then when you take it away, it was I want to say it was a purple color.
Okay.
So the next one I have it in front of me is the Oreo Old Fashioned, and it's just clear. And then so essentially what it is it's Oreo distillate in the glass with the ice cube, which I assume is just he put a fuckload of Oreo cookies into the whatever vodka or spirit he was using, distilled it out a million times so it got clear like that. And then the cream on the side is cream and dust, and there's a little bit of gold on the top of it for flair. But essentially what she told me to do is take a sip of the cocktail and then take a bite of the cream. I thought it was better the other way personally, because the distillate was you could tell it was distillate. It was pretty, you could taste the Oreo cookie, but the bite on the back of your throat was just a little bit of that alcohol twang.
Yeah.
And it was too much to ignore kind of thing. So that's where eating the cream first helps you ignore the twang. And that's when I was like, okay, now I can taste the Oreo cookie. And then the other one Melissa got was apples and peanuts. That's peanut air on top of like essentially like an apple flavored cocktail. The idea behind that one, that's part of their lunchbox menu, which is like snacks that you ate as a kid, dipping your apples in peanut butter.
That makes sense. When you said apples and peanuts, I was like, who the fuck does that? And then you're like, as a kid, I'm like, I did that.
Yeah. Yes. So no, that's part of they had 5 cocktails in their lunchbox menu. BLT was one of them. There's BLT, there's that one. They had the Dunkaroo, which is the one she got to go. Then they had the well, the first one was it's called vegetable medley. I almost got that one because it's like there's like a poblano and a bunch of like other flavors, but there's 3 different like very tall beaker style vessels that are all attached to 3 different straws that come to the same point, so you can sip them all at the same time or try and sip them individually.
Okay.
Of like all these different vegetable components. And then the other one is chips and salsa.
Sounds
we
interesting.
also almost got that.
We
were like, all right,
I'm kind of like brainstorming in my head. I don't know how I would do it, but I want an egg salad sandwich cocktail. I feel like it would be super disgusting. But
I can try.
You mentioned like lunchbox stuff, and I'm like, I feel like that's one we have to try to do, even if it's like the worst thing ever. I feel like
I can try it. Just remind me to give it some real thought at work. I got a lot of time at work now to sit there and think of some shit. So I'll really brainstorm. Because I've been brainstorming about I did a brainstorm about something we ate the next night at Alenia. But to wrap up the story, and basically we ended up talking to the waitress, and obviously we mentioned that we found him through Drink Masters and all that stuff, and I make drinks and stuff because what of the stuff he did. And so she's like, oh, well, pretty much every night, as long as he's in town that we have service, he shows up at the, towards the back end of the night, essentially. She just said at some point, but he didn't show up till about 9 o'clock. We got there around 7. So we were there a while. And then she's like, well, essentially, as soon as we see him like start to walk up to the building, also he had his dog. That was great. His little beagle kind of reminded me of like had like Nino's face.
Yeah.
Not the full body color, but his face. And I was like, oh. But yeah, so I see him walking in like, oh shit, he's here. Because we were like finishing our last cocktail when he pulled up. And I'm like, all right, so basically, I think she definitely tipped him off like, hey, like these guys actually like are kind of like fans of yours from the show, and the fact that she's, because I also prior to getting there, I asked her and one of the other bartender guys that was serving us the pizza cocktail if I could try just the triple lettuce ingredient that was in the BLT cocktail. Because you could taste the lettuce in the BLT cocktail, but I'm like, but that's such a weird thing to put in a drink and have it balanced out. So I wanted to know what the actual component was. It also didn't say if it was like a liqueur or, whatever it was. It ended up just being a simple syrup.
Okay.
So I asked him like, hey, can I just try a little shot taster of that? And I'll pay for it if I have to, whatever. I'm really curious. And so they're talking about it, but he shows up before they bring it to me. And then I ask him about it because I mentioned exactly what I said to you. I was like, it's like really complex in the fact that you can taste that it's there, but like just enough. And I wanted to know how the hell you got it and what it tastes like on its own to be that way. And so he's like, oh, okay, that's really cool. Hold on. Well, let me go back there and I'll bring it out to you. So he goes back for like probably 10 minutes. And then I see him making a couple cocktails. At this point, it's almost full. Like, the place is getting pretty busy. It's also like maybe 2 of our podcast room.
That's the entire size of it?
Well, okay, maybe so, that's a little small.
I was going to say, yeah.
Okay, it's probably like, it'd be like if you took if you took just like the sitting area of the basement, like the width where the couch is at, like that width, but like 2 of the length, or 3 of the length of the podcast room. Like,
Okay.
it's not huge.
Yeah, kind of like
It probably sits about like 30 comfortably.
a bit like that Irish pub out in Royal Oak. Probably that's kind of the size I'm picturing, but maybe a little bit wider. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, not huge. Sits probably like, I don't know, 30 people in chairs comfortably.
Okay.
But so I'm like assuming he's helping them make some drinks and get caught up before he comes back out. Well, all of a sudden, like, he comes back out and he's got a tray. And on the tray is a little shot of the triple lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming some of the other drinks were like, the stuff was going out to other people around, and he was just going to drop off the triple lettuce. Well, all of a sudden he just starts setting all the shit down on the table. And on the table, I think I sent you that photo. It's the one with the tall, oh, I did. The tall glass with like the multicolored bag thing on the, so that was
Gotcha.
that was our bill. We had already gotten the check and bill at this point too. So I had actually almost filled it out. They had set it down, but I hadn't filled it out. Well, so he sets down those 2 drinks on the table and then hands us these little shot glasses, and it's just a shot of tequila to do a shot with him and then the other bartender guy who served me the and talked to me about the pizza cocktail.
Yeah.
So we do this shot, and then he starts like saying like, all right, so the one that's in front of Melissa is his spicy margarita that's on the menu that I, interested, of course, but like, I'm here for the crazy shit.
Yeah.
So he serves me that, and he's like, all right, so basically, when we did Drink Masters, the guy who owns this golf course watched that show and saw me and was like, I really, like, he knew he had this space, and he's like, I really want to do something with him. So he flew the guy out and was like, hey, like, make me a couple cocktails or whatever, and we'll, like, try and, I want to do something with you. And he served him that spicy margarita, and he was like, that was his favorite of the ones he made for him, and what really like sent him over the moon about like being excited about doing this project. So he wanted us to have it. And then the other one, the tall one, is the Opera Cake cocktail that he made on Drink Masters that is not on the menu.
Okay.
So he was like, that, because when I told him we saw him on Drink Masters, he was like, all right, you'll know exactly what this is. So he just, he set it down and he told us that's what it is. And Opera Cake is a chocolate coffee cake, essentially, with like it's a more delicate chocolate ganache chocolate coffee cake in a way. But what he did on the show was he essentially took it and distilled it in like 1 or 2 clear liquor or whatever liquors, and then that takes a really, really long time, becomes clear, and so he can serve you essentially a chocolate cake cocktail that looks like it's just water in a glass. So he won that week. So he's all of a sudden he just walks us over that cocktail, and it's not on the menu, and he's like, so I wanted you to try, also taste it. And he's like, we're working on, with this guy, bottling cocktails for sale now, like to be sold in stores. And these are 2 of them that are going to be on there. So he was like, I wanted you to try them, but like, we are going to be able to actually sell the Opera Cake cocktail. And I was like, no shit. it was phenomenal, by the way.
Pretty fucking dope.
You know, but then the other cool thing was that he mentioned that obviously we told him we're from Detroit, and he was like, I love Detroit. I went there in like 2013, 2014 ish, and I really loved what there was out there. But that's before a lot of half the places that like we really like even opened up or like were really flourishing.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm trying to do a pop up there soon. So like, message me on Instagram and I'll message you back. So that way, like, when I do come there, I'll make sure, like, hey, we're coming to Detroit at this time. Like, come out.
That's fucking sick.
So,
man.
hopefully, yeah. And he actually did. I messaged him. I sent him the whole thing. Just it's me. I met you that day. Blah blah blah. And then he was like, "Thank you, really cool." And he also shared Melissa sharing my story of it on Instagram or whatever. But he was like, so that way, if you're home,
I was just about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if he does a pop up, I'm fucking there.
The second
man.
it happens, I'm literally gonna tell him, I'm like, by the way, I'm literally bringing like
You broke.
probably 6 to 10 people easily. I mean, it's gonna be you, it's gonna be Emily, it's gonna be her boyfriend Dave, it's gonna be Chrissy, Fred. It'll be, I mean, so that right there is already like, well, almost like it's gonna be a lot of people. That Annie,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm just like, who? At that point, I'm gonna tell Kai, like, hey, motherfucker,
yeah,
go.
He'd be down.
Like, I'm just telling all the foodie people, like, but yeah, I'll tell this. I mean, I'll tell y'all because it'll be well in advance. I'm sure that I'll find out, so you'll know.
Yeah, and
you'll
honestly,
get to, like, try some of this cool shit.
Even if we are like recording like we are now, where we're super far in advance, we will quickly pop on here, record real fast, and throw it at the beginning of an episode. Because honestly, that'd be dope.
I'll
man.
promote it to like the Ivy, Brennan.
I was gonna say get Mark and Jin.
The
people that
the
actually
one thing I
watch,
worry
too.
about with I worry about with Brennan for the gluten stuff, but like he's
True.
I'm sure they'd figure it out. There might be 1 or 2 things he could try.
Yeah, and
Tal might know that.
He's.
If he tells me he's coming, I'll tell him, hey, I can like promise you I can get someone there that like, well, he's got celiacs, so if you can make him something that doesn't like, that's like hyper, like obviously not no whatevers, that'd be like sick, and see if he makes him something special. Because that's the kind of thing he would do. He's be like, oh, that sounds like a fucking challenge. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because, like, the waitress that was telling us, she's like, I have no bartender experience, but, like, these guys, like, when they're not serving, they're just, like, fucking around. She's like, there's so much random shit in the back that they're just, like, messing around with. She's like, each of these cocktails, honestly, probably took at least, like, 3 to 4 months of iterations before they make the menu. So, and she's like, that's one of the cool things. I do get to test some of them. But, like, yeah, she's like, they have a lot of random stuff. If I hadn't drank as much as I had, I would have been like, do you have anything you want any opinions on? Like, but, after that, I had a good time. We just went, drove back. I had basically just ate a piece of pizza before we went to bed. So I was like, all right, I'm not super sloshed. And then went to sleep. Got to, and then the next night we went to Alenia, which was the main reason we went to Chicago. Here, let me now send you all those again, because there's a lot of those too. So we walk into Alenia, and it's sorry, let me get you sent the pictures.
Oh, you're good, man. Sorry, I just got like 7 text messages from I thought it was from work. It is kind of from work. We all went in on Powerball tickets.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Um, almost here. Jesus, I'm starting to realize how much they fed us there, and it's pretty cool. I'm very happy with that. um. All right, there we go. Yeah, it was 16 courses. All right,
Yeah,
so now they're all coming through. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll be fully transparent. It was about 340 to 360 per person.
Yeah.
This wasn't their most expensive meal, by the way. So essentially what we were able to get was their second level. The first one is like I think there's a little bit more. There's a couple more courses. It's $100 more, but there's a couple more courses, and there's a couple more like extra like sensory style dishes, and that'll be more explained when I start going over all the drinks. They almost got to Edie. It's a lot.
They're still coming through.
Oh yeah, they are. So, I mean, actually, what I'm gonna do is just go over look at the ones I sent you, so I'm not like questioning what I sent you. So the first one is a caviar dish on a plate that looks like it's made of caviar, so that the whole point is that you hold it so that you feel the texture of the caviar in your hand while you're also eating some caviar. Oh shit, that's the blurry one. I thought that was the non-blurry one. All right, well,
they're still they're all blurry for me. So.
Oh, well. Anyways, so what's there is the white stuff on the right is a mezcal foam with like finger lime, I think, juice in it or zest. On the left of it, which is really hard to picture in that one, is a pineapple gel, and then it's caviar. And so like you eat it. It was great. It was like really wild to like a flavor combo. Okay. It's also like it wasn't like a hyper salty caviar that you would think like a fish eggs would be. Cause like we've had a couple different versions of it, and this was like one of the lighter salty versions of a caviar that I've ever. To be fair, I've only had it like 4 times, and I mean that in like I had like. No, that's a lie. 3 times. One was like a actual like me and Melissa splurged on an anniversary for a little caviar tasting thing, so it was 3 at once. So we actually got to try like different because we were like, what the fuck is the difference? That was essentially the point. So we tried the different versions. We're like, all right, there is actually a difference. This one you can tell like it actually worked with the shit. So that was cool. Next course, they set down this little mat of paper in front of us that's just a Chicago dog, and on the little plate is a piece of gel that is a Chicago dog but jellified.
Dude, that shit
and
blows my mind, dude. Like I want that shit so bad.
That is the one at work that I started brainstorming because that is the only one I think I could actually produce. Because as soon as I ate it, my mind immediately tried to recreate it. And I think I kind of did it. So, like, long story short, my mind went to, like, because you can taste the bun, you can taste the hot dog, you can taste the relish, you can taste the tomato, and you can taste the mustard. So, the mustard, it's just mustard. But the neon relish, I assume, was just, like, blended and had, like, a little bit of like pectin to like really solidify it again, like a gel like that. The tomato, same thing, kind of like blend like a bunch of the tomatoes, take the juice, solidify it. With the clear part, I think what that would be is like a concentration of like a bunch of boiled hot dog water, and then like add some buns to just sit in there and then filter it out completely.
You'd have to
And
filter.
then you would have to like.
You got to filter a lot to get it that clear. I watched a guy do a pumpkin pie one, and it took like weeks of him filtering to where it would be clear. Otherwise, it was like a weird brown. But
Well, so that's the thing is they have centrifuges there, which is
yeah, that's a little
how they
easier.
did
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but basically it might be a little cloudy, but I could make you essentially the jellified version. But like I would filter it a million times. But then there's also the problem is I think once you filter it that many times, how much does it taste like a hot dog?
Yeah, you lose the flavor.
So that's the So that's the only difficulty in that. Only. But yeah, the next course was like, so there's like, they took the skins off of grapes. I think they said they did something to the grapes and then they took the skins off.
They did surgery on a grape.
The little, basically they did surgery on a grape.
That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. That's from
it's
like
such a good joke. No, it's a good joke though. But they serve us this, there was a sauce under it, I forgot, but in that little shell is essentially like almost like a they like made it like almost like an almond or almond butter, but like extra flavored that goes inside of it. Sorry, that was a weird noise. And then almonds coated in something else. That was pretty cool. It was more. They did say this is more of like a palate cleanser course. So then the next one, in the next photo I sent you, is they walk over with what you see is that bowl on fire. So, well, the bowl isn't on fire yet. They walk over with this like bowl of sand, and she lights a match off the side of the table and sets it down. Well, it doesn't light. It immediately like goes out. And she was like, "Oh, dang it! Hold on." And then our sommelier, because we got the cheapest wine pairing they had, because they don't do cocktails. We were just gonna pick like one or two cocktails kind of thing, but they don't do that. So we just got wine. And then, but he walks by and just ignites it and throws it right in. Also, we do know he's gay, like. And he lights it, throws it in there, and it ignites immediately. And she's just like, well, I guess I'm just not that good at it. And he's like, it's because I'm flaming. Like, as he walks away from us, me, her, and the waitress, me and Melissa fucking die. And the waitress is just like, oh my God, and just walks away. Well, he was really fun and funny. But, so he ignites that, and it's just kind of sitting there and gives us like this ambiance. And then they walk over with, I didn't get a picture of this part. You'll see it a little later in some of the other photos. He walks over with a barrel stave that's super charred on the inside and has a little bit of the smell in the air off of it. But on it is these two little pieces of salmon that we pick off with our hands, and it's covered in like some kind of like reduced sauce lacquer on the top. That's why it looks shiny on the like crispy skin or whatever. It's like smoked salmon and something. Really, really good. And then they walk over with this little bowl in the next photo. They bring us, it's in the bottom is a cold potato soup. First of all, they just bring it to us and they tell us to pull the needle out, let all the stuff fall into the soup, and then eat it in one bite, and then we'll tell you what it is. So we eat it, and then she's like, it's called hot potato, cold potato. So the little ball on the top of the stick is like a hot like potato ball with some, I think, a truffle on it, and then like some scallion and whatever stuff in the stick, and then a cold potato soup. So you get the two different textures of the potato and like different variations. And then like after like a minute or two, they walk over and they're like, hey, they tell like us and like, I don't know, like 6 other tables, like, hey, please follow me. They're going to bring you somewhere. So we all stand up in a line, and they bring us downstairs, and they bring us into the kitchen. And so as we're like walking, we see the full ass kitchen. There's also the really, really fancy chef's table that's like seats like 6 and is in the kitchen dining area. That's what I wanted to really do. That's what I was trying to get me and Chrissy and all them to do. Oh, I mean, yes. But it's the full way you do the best version of the experience, and that's what we were trying to do, but it's so hard to book that's why we gave up and just did this version that we could book. But they bring us down there and they line us all up, and in front of us is this tower that you see in the photo with a cocktail on the right.
Okay.
And they say on 3, we're going to have you take your hand in a cup, stick your hand through, and you're going to find a vanilla bean sticking out, and then once you have that, pull it out. So you stick your hand in, there's a bunch of smoke that's kind of smells like cigar smoke and vanilla. And it comes out, and on the end of the bean is this like fried ball of something. And they're like, that is a tempura fried lobster tail. And so you eat it off the vanilla bean, and it tastes really, really good. And then it was like a mango and something cocktail that you drank with. But essentially they fed it to you, and then we just got to stand there and kind of watch the kitchen work for like 5 minutes. And so that's where I sent you some of the other photos where you see the burnt staves I was talking about. We watched them starting to light the middle of it, and he was putting his hand on it to wait till it was the perfect temperature so they could set the salmon on it before they bring it up to the course.
I don't know if I have that one.
Well, I'm looking at the ones I sent you. It's right after the one with the tower and the glass on the side.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah.
There's
that. Sorry,
yeah.
I couldn't
So
tell the difference from the fish and the. And yeah.
Oh, so the guy on the guy looking on his phone over to the left, that's the guy. That's Grant Achatz. He's the guy who owns the restaurant and started that and like a bunch of them. He's got like 7 restaurants in Chicago there, but this is his main one. It's also the 20th anniversary of this restaurant too this year, so that was like cool to be there for that. But yeah, so I took some cool photos. I went to the bathroom. They have a full ass bidet toilet.
I was gonna say I
took a photo of the bathroom.
I scrolled a little bit ahead and was like, "Is that a fucking toilet?"
It is. So essentially, and then so they, I sent these in reverse order, but they bring us this dish that's on it's on a plate, and it's got dirt all over it. It's covered. You can't really see what's in it. I sent you the version that we uncovered everything.
Okay.
Well, they set it down, and then they roll out the thing on the side is like these tools. And he's like, essentially, this is where we're going to let you play with your food. All the dust and the stuff that's under it is edible, other than obviously the rock. But he said, we're going to let you dust off all your food on the left, and then the left is an empanada. The right is a shrimp like shell that's like dehydrated and covered in something, so you can eat it like a chip. In front of us is like bone marrow coated in like either like a peanut and like fried rice coated in something with some flowers. And then they had a red chimichurri sauce, a green chimichurri sauce with a shrimp butter. That's the little knob on the little dish on the left. And then what's at the top in the middle there is a tamale. That's where that other photo I showed you was. Where by the time this shows up, that flame has died out. And so he walks over, uncovers it, and pulls out a tamale that was cooking inside that dish while we were sitting there. And then he basically is like, you'll just cut into it. That's a banana leaf with the tamale wrapper. And then inside that is a shrimp tamale, which I assume is like part of the shrimp from the shell that we're eating and,
yeah,
all that. And it was also a shrimp empanada. Like, it was a really, really good stuff. And the dirt, I think it's like charred eggplant with something else that was like dehydrated and turned into that dirt. And it was like really salty charred eggplant and had a like just really umami flavored kind of like thing. I ate as much as I could essentially. Then they brought us what's called the truffle explosion. It's just a dumpling with truffle broth on the inside of it, sitting on a spoon. The plate has a hole in it, so the idea is that you're not allowed to there's no way to eat it other than just one big ass bite. And that's the whole point, is you can't set it back down. That's why there's no place to put it back down on the plate properly. So you eat it. The next course they brought, I forgot what the fuck. There's this like little cube of something on the table. I forgot what it was made of, but it was really good. There's squab duck under the radicchio lettuce that's on top, and there was like a sauce. And then what's in the middle there is these little strawberry looking things, but they're not strawberry. That's chocolate and wax, and it tastes like a strawberry. And chocolate and beeswax. It tastes like a strawberry. So you eat it. Then they brought us they said it was like a 24-day aged Wagyu beef cube. That's the cube on the right. With a I forgot what the fuck that sauce was, but it was like really, really basically like a super crazy flavorful like soy sauce almost. Like or meat sauce. And then the same thing on the right with the little red stuff, but it had I fucked up and took a bite of it before I took a photo. There was a little white dot on the middle too, but there was other stuff that made the same sauce different flavored. I forgot what the part on the top is. It was like a fried leaf that you could eat covered in like this seasoning, and then fried rice on the like deep fried rice on the steak and stuff that was seasoned. The dessert next, they bring over this like tablecloth and they roll it out over, because the whole table's made of like sheet metal.
Yeah.
Essentially, like it's nicely wrapped sheet metal. Well, then they bring us this tablecloth folded out. You can eat off of it. And they paint this whole dessert on there. So there's blueberry dust. The big red dots or big brownish dots are elderberry syrup or sauce. The white streaks are like a white chocolate sauce. The green ones are a verbena sauce. The little berries there are pickled blueberries. And then there's a blueberry lemon cake. Those are the little cakes on the side. Chunks of blueberry streusel. That's the little bits in the middle. And then a giant chunk of chocolate of like liquid nitrogen frozen chocolate ice cream, and then they break it up on the table. So you can kind of start eating that. And then they also bring us the last dish, which is the last picture where you can see all the chocolate broken up, is a balloon. It's a green apple Laffy Taffy balloon that floats in the air with helium. Essentially what you do is they tell you to put your lips to it, enjoy the helium while it lasts, and then eat the balloon like it is a Laffy Taffy, and it just tastes like green apples.
It's pretty dope, man. I've always wanted to do the balloon thing too. That's sick.
Well, it was hilarious because like we were the only one that had it at the time, and so we're sitting there talking with helium, and everyone around us is laughing. So I'm like, yeah, and shit like that. But it was really, really good. Everyone was great. All the people, again, I repeat it every time. Like the people to the left of us, like the woman didn't like some of the stuff, which I'm not shocked out, but like I feel like if you're going to some of those places, like, they didn't like finish some of their food either, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, the amount of money this costs, and you're not gonna we clean plate everything in this household, ma'am. Like, what are you doing?
I get it.
I
Like,
don't know.
when we went to I'll always try everything if I go to one of those. But there's like when we went to the French one, I was like, I've had this and I know I don't like it. You have it. Like,
That's fair.
I know it's high end stuff and you will appreciate it. So like, you have it, you know? Like, but I'm not gonna fucking just,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't like it, I'm gonna leave it on my plate. I'm gonna look around to see who fucking ate it and be like, here you go, buddy, here's more, you know?
Yes.
Shit, even if it's
Yeah.
the table next to
No,
me.
and that was it. Like, honestly, but it was just one of those, like, all right, well, it was a great time. We had it was everything we hoped for. It's definitely some of the best food and best experiences we've had. We definitely want to try and go again, just to actually get the full one. Because I think that one's in a different room and space too. Like, I think there's even like the atmosphere that you sit in has different, you know, they make it to be different. You're paying $100 more. That was like 400 something.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of those, like, that's the reason they're super 3-star is that dinner. We essentially got the 2 Michelin star dinner.
Hey.
And then it was phenomenal though. Again, we loved it. It was a good time. Other than that, yeah, we had that, went back to the cocktail bar just at the hotel and I just got a basic ass drink and just kind of sat at the bar and was just like, what the fuck? Like, that was cool. And we went over it and
Yeah.
ended up ordering one of the bottles of wine that they were selling because it was the last one was this dessert wine that we really, really, really liked. And they gave us a menu that had the list of everything we ate and the bottles of wine we drank with our menu. So I looked it up. It was a $35 bottle of wine, which I was like, okay, that's not unreasonable for what I was expecting. So I ordered a bottle. No, 2 bottles for the shit of it, because I was like, all right, it's a really, really nice fancy wine. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to save that for, you know, whenever, realistically, probably fucking Chrissy and Emily come over, and then we'll let them, and you and whoever the fuck, and because it's a white wine too, so you wouldn't get allergic reaction. But
I could have a little bit. It doesn't do me as dirty as red,
yeah. But yeah. We were just like, all right, I want one so we can actually enjoy it between the two of us, and then one that we can actually let other people try and enjoy. So we'll save that for, like, I don't know, maybe the next anniversary, because we're not planning to leave next time, because we've already done 2 far ones. I think next year we're just gonna go to Detroit, so we'll stay in town.
And there's
deal.
Yeah, and there's plenty to do here. Like you said earlier, there's a lot of good spots in Detroit, man. Like, a lot.
Well, and that's part of it. But yeah, other than that, it wasn't bad. I did the lacrosse ball on the drive back.
Oh yeah.
It helped a lot.
I've been telling you, man.
A lot.
I've been telling you. Lacrosse ball slaps.
Yeah, I will never not take that again. I didn't need it on the way there, actually. We timed out having a stop. My back lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to, which was cool. But then, like, we timed out the stop where we got, like, pulled over and got some food on the way. And that saved a lot. But, yeah, on the way back, I needed it. I was like, oh, shit. And game changer.
Telling you, man. Ugh.
But other than that, that's about all I got. We just we had a phenomenal weekend. It was really cool, everything, and also staying outside of Chicago, like in the suburbs where we did, prime.
Yeah. I've stayed in Chicago a few times, and it's nice, like, if you're there to, like, you know, walk around and go to random places, but I don't know. You've heard me talk shit about Chicago so many times. There's fun stuff to do, but I hate going there. Like, once I'm there, I'm happy.
Yes. Oh, that's it. Getting there sucks. When you're there, like, trying to get around, like, kind of sucks. But, like, honestly, like, if you stay in the downtown, just plan on either walking or Ubering everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
that's all. It's going to take longer to fucking
we
drive anywhere, man. And it's going to be hectic as balls.
Yeah, we budget that plan in. But because we drove in this time, we stayed by the airport, not in the city. One, the No School Tomorrow is not near Chicago. It's on the other side of the airport, so it's like, you know, wasn't anything close to the traffic. Alenia is at, like, northern Chicago, so it's, like, outside of the main downtown, but it's still annoying to get into Chicago no matter what. And there was traffic, so.
Oh, yeah.
Or construction traffic.
It's Chicago. You got both. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, yeah. If you want to do it, I highly recommend it. You know, if you want to plan that far in advance, all kind of things that we did. But really cool time. Highly can't. That's about all. I could keep going, but that's I'm not gonna just keep going about it.
Hey man, you had a good trip, dude. I'm sure not the next episode because I will still be in Missouri. But the episode after next week's episode, I'll have gone to the Ren Fair all weekend. So I'm sure I'll have some shit to talk about. Maybe offline.
Hopefully.
Maybe not some on podcast shit, but I'll have some shit.
Hopefully both.
Hopefully both. Because it's going to be 2 days of pub crawl. So there's going to be some stories.
Oh boy. Well, with that said, we don't have to make this one super long. I only have pretty much that and that. Now I'm working forever, so football starts technically tonight.
Buddy, we don't have to make this one super long. We're already about an hour.
Are we?
Yeah. I
wow.
Yeah, I clicked record a little bit before you did, so mine's showing an hour and 4. We're probably at like 58, but you had a good trip, man.
Shit.
Yeah. I purposely, every Snapchat you sent me while you were away, I purposely opened it and didn't look at it. I felt like such a shitty friend, but I was like, we're going to talk about this later. And I don't want to be like, okay, yeah, there's that thing. The only one I saw was the pizza one. And I was like, that's fucking hype.
I would say, yeah, I didn't take too many snaps of all the cocktails. I think I only sent the pizza one, to be honest, on Snapchat. Yeah. I mostly just took photos of most of the things, and I think I sent only the pizza one because it was the pizza one to multiple people. Other than that, I don't think I sent, like... I didn't snap too many people a lot of the food or any of the food. Like,
oh, yeah. But, I mean, anything you sent me while you were there, I had no idea what it was because I was like, I want to experience this and have me talk and then me actually, like, look through because you've had some trips before where I'm like, yeah, I already know this. And, like, my brain starts to zone out a little bit and I'm like, that's shitty, you know? But it sounds like a dope trip, man.
Well, the one sad thing is that, like, when we did get back from Alenia, like, we did sit at the bar for a little while, and so, like, I did eventually get hungry again, and so I ate a piece of the pizza that I had in the fridge, but I left the pizza out, and so I couldn't take it home like I had planned. So I was like, I'll deal with, like, it's like, it was a 4-hour drive. I was like, I can deal with reheating some pizza like that. It's not hours on hours. but like,
I got really sick at Giordano's, not because of like the pizza wasn't super, like it wasn't undercooked, like, but it was like I had already had a migraine, and then there was like a shit ton of onions, so like that's one of those foods where I'm like,
yep.
I probably can't leave that out and trust it, you know, because of what happened. Like, I've talked about it on here. I threw up all over a bathroom stall and immediately left without looking back. Like, I was like, we have to leave now. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but no, they it hit the spot, and I was kind of mad I couldn't bring it home to eat the leftovers. But oh yeah, again, phenomenal trip. Me and Melissa had a blast. Had hotel was pretty cool, especially because like it wasn't crazy expensive. There's a million hotels around because it wasn't in downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Pretty bomb. But oh, we also found a really slick brunch spot like 5 minutes from the hotel. I got a German pancake.
Fuck yeah.
Dutch baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was breakfast the next morning. I just cut it into because it was a thick one too. It wasn't like the really large thin one. It was thick, so I ate it like a pizza, just to have something in my belly. It was okay, but it was good there. Okay at the reheat.
Yeah, it's never better the second time, man.
I'll wrap this up. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We hope you hope you have a good week, and yeah, be nice to those that deserve it.
I'm really sad Trump didn't die.
Me too. Me too.
Also, fight
Hopefully
those that
soon.
don't. I was supposed to say fight those that,
Bye,
that don't.
guys.
Bye.